The Game Rating and Administration Committee of Korea published a new rating for Red Dead Redemption on June 15th. And since then, there's been lots and lots of rumours regarding a Red Dead Redemption 1 remake or remaster, and it looks like it's going to be the case. Of course, do take this with a pinch of salt, but this time, it's looking a bit more likely than the previous times, although I'm sure that's been said literally every single time. But either way, this video is going to be all about the rumours regarding the new Red Dead Redemption 1 remake or remaster. We'll go over how these rumours have started, what we could expect from a remake, and of course when we could expect it to arrive. We'll cover everything you need to know about this in this video. So let's waste no more time and let's get straight into it. So like I mentioned right at the beginning of the video, a new rating has been published in Korea for Red Dead Redemption, and this basically refers to new gore and has the same rating as Doom Eternal and Red Dead Redemption 2. They're the only games with the same rating, and notice how they're both much newer games compared to Red Dead Redemption 1. Now, the reason that this has sort of been flagged in a way is because a similar thing happened with the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition, and then that got its remastered version released. And of course, this is a game for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. They're released on the 18th of May in 2010, so obviously to be able to have a remaster really wouldn't seem like something that far-fetched. Of course, it's something that many people want, and also it's an older game that was very successful and still is a very good game. It's just, of course, on the older consoles, so to have that ported over in some way to the newer consoles makes sense, just like they did with the Grand Theft Auto games, since San Andreas, Vice City and GTA 3 were all good games, so it made sense to have them remade. And we had, the exact same sort of incident with those games, and then they then got quite soon after this announced, and then of course they did get released. Of course, the release wasn't great, we won't talk about that, but either way, they did get released, and that was actually a game that existed. So hopefully it's going to be the exact same case with Red Dead Redemption 1. Of course, take all of this with a pinch of salt, it might not be the case. Maybe they have just randomly re-reviewed the game, published a new rating for it in Korea, and that'll be that. There's nothing more to it. But I find that very unlikely. I think maybe it'll be something small. I do think that something will happen regarding Red Dead Redemption 1 in 2023. Now, interestingly, another thing happened regarding Red Dead Redemption, which was a little bit strange recently. Now, this wasn't regarding Red Dead Redemption 1, but this was from Rockstar themselves regarding Red Dead Online. The usual boring and very plain monthly bonuses were going as normal until about a couple days ago, where the current monthly bonuses, which were meant to end on, I believe, the 4th of July, have now been extended to the 10th of July pretty randomly, and there's not really much of a reason for that. It's not like it really takes lots and lots of time to create the new monthly bonuses, so it's pretty unusual, since, you wouldn't really delay monthly bonuses since the next ones weren't ready yet. Chances are they're already months and months in advance, so it's very strange for that to randomly just be extended. Now, it's possible it could just be due to the GTA Online recent updates, and they're just sort of lining it up with that, just so they can get the most out of GTA Online. That is a possibility. But it is also a possibility that this lines up with some sort of Red Dead Redemption 1 remake announcement, or of course it could line up with some sort of Red Dead Online update. That's also a possibility, but that does seem quite unlikely, obviously, considering, we haven't had a major Red Dead Online update for about 2-3 years. So yeah, it is quite possible that this is lining up with a Red Dead Redemption 1 remake or remaster, or even just a port announcement to the next-gen consoles. It's interesting, really, that that is the case, and yeah, it's just very strange for those monthly bonuses that are really easy to implement, and they're already probably months in advance with those, have suddenly just been extended. And yeah, it's just weird. You wouldn't really think that, the next ones are delayed or anything like that, so there has to be some sort of reasoning behind it, and it's possible that it lines up with a Red Dead Redemption 1 remake. It's just interesting that both of these things, with that, the Korea rating change for Red Dead Redemption, which happened with the Definitive Edition for GTA, and then also for this to happen at the same time with Red Dead Online, it's pretty interesting, and maybe they do line up. Maybe there'll be something with Red Dead Redemption 2 alongside it, which I will talk about in a minute. But either way, yeah, the monthly bonuses for Red Dead Online being extended and the Korea rating change on June 15th are the two main reasons for this Red Dead Redemption 1 remake rumours to have begun, and that is the main reason that this video is being made, since yeah, that is basically what has brought us to this point. So now let's talk about what we could actually expect from a Red Dead Redemption 1 remake if it was to actually happen. So first of all, the main one is that it will be 60 frames per second. Now, I believe on the Xbox Series X you can already play the game at 60 frames per second, but it's not actually available anywhere else. On PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, it was previously available on PlayStation Now, but it was randomly removed a couple months back, and that is quite random to be fair. Maybe that's because they were lining it up with a Red Dead Redemption 1 Remake release, and they didn't want it to be on PlayStation Now. It didn't make sense, because obviously if it's on PlayStation Now, maybe it will stop a couple people from buying the new remake. Maybe that is the reason for it being removed, but either way, it was removed from PlayStation Now, and even if it is on PlayStation Now, that's just a streaming service. You're not getting a very good experience there. Of course, you have very good Wi-Fi. It's going to feel pretty similar, but either way, it's not going to be a port and it's not going to be upgraded. What you're getting is the 30 frames per second PlayStation 3 experience of the game, just on a newer console. But either way, it is on Xbox Series X, and you can have an upscaled resolution, and you do get 60 frames per second, but either way, it's not, like I mentioned with the PlayStation Now, a true next-gen port of the game. And now, in terms of whether this will release on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, I find it very unlikely it will. It's possible we got that with the GTA Definitive Edition, but that was quite a while ago now, so I think it's unlikely that it will release on Xbox One and PlayStation 4, but maybe I'll be wrong, and maybe they will treat the people still on the older consoles. It is possible. It is very much a possibility it will release on them. I just find it very unlikely. So yeah, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and hopefully PC are going to be the platforms that the game does release on. Now, of course, interestingly, the game never released on PC. It's still not available on PC unless you use an emulator, so to have the game release on PC would be nice to see. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, we don't really know. With Rockstar, they can sometimes be a bit strange with what they do and don't release on PC, but recently, in recent years, they have, whether it's been a bit later or at the same time as the release on consoles, the games have eventually arrived on PC, and with the definitive edition of GTA, those arrived on PC, so hopefully it will arrive on those computers for all the PC gamers. So yeah, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S and PC are the likely platforms for this game to release on, and of course the next-gen consoles are the definite platforms that it will release on. Now, it's possible this could be bundled with something for Red Dead Redemption 2. I've seen a couple rumours that this could be bundled with a 60 FPS port for Red Dead Redemption 2, a next generation version of Red Dead Redemption 2 bundled in with Red Dead Redemption 1. I find that unlikely, since I think we would have had a couple more rumours regarding a Red Dead Redemption 2 remake if that was the case, but of course we might not have, since of course the Korean ratings wouldn't have needed to be changed for a Red Dead Redemption 2 remake, since they'll stay the exact same, but they would have been for Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, so that is possible that it will be bundled with a Red Dead Redemption 2 next-gen version, but yeah, I really wouldn't get your hopes up for that at all, but maybe we'll get a Red Dead Online update with it, who knows. But either way, we won't be getting the online version of Red Dead Redemption with it. I find that very unlikely, since that was a thing on the older consoles. I doubt that'll be available on the newer version, and it is also possible that this will literally just be a port to next-gen consoles that will just give you 4K 60 frames per second and nothing else, and it's going to be very basic. And even if it was just that, I still think that's pretty good to just get the game in 60 frames per second and actually have the proper experience on the newer consoles would be great, especially for those on PlayStation that haven't been able to properly experience it yet. That would definitely be something good. So yeah, hopefully we'll be getting some sort of Red Dead Redemption 1 remake sometime soon. Now, in terms of when this could arrive, I have seen rumours that this could actually be announced within the next week or two, and then it will release very soon. Now, I think it is likely we'll get an announcement soon if it is true. I just find it odd for that Red Dead Online monthly bonus to randomly be, extended. I think it is a possibility that those are lining up together for some sort of announcement at the beginning of July. I think it's highly likely, if this is all true, if the Red Dead Redemption 1 remake is actually going to happen, if an announcement was to happen, I think it could very well be at the beginning of July. And in terms of when it will release, maybe at the end of the year. I have no idea when it will release, to be honest, but yeah, the announcement could be very soon. And there we go, that does just about wrap up things here. That is everything that we know so far about a possible Red Dead Redemption 1 remake releasing in 2023 for the next generation consoles and hopefully PC as well. And yeah, that does just about wrap up things here. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this down in the comments below. If there was to be a remake for the original Red Dead Redemption game, would you pick it up? Personally, I would put my money all over that, and I'd be making sure that I get it on day one, or even before day one. I get it as soon as I possibly could. But yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that down in the comments below. And yeah, that does just about wrap up things here. Now, on screen, you are seeing a link to a different video. Hit the link on the screen if you are interested in watching that.